Welcome. I'm Deronda, and today I'm going to show you how to make an apple crisp. Simple, easy, fast, and delicious for this fall season. I'm starting off with Granny Smith apples. This is about 2.5 pounds. I'm going to peel it, core it, and cut it into tiny slices. I've got a 1/2 cup of all-purpose flour, 3/4 cups of light brown sugar. This is 1 stick of salted butter. I've cut it in cubes and I'm going to melt it. I have 3/4 cup of quick cooking oats and 1/2 teaspoon of cinnamon. So first I'm going to show you how we're going to cut and peel our apples. And also you're going to need a 13 by 9 inch pan. So we'll bake this apple crisp in a preheated 350-degree oven for 35 minutes. Now we're just going to start peeling the apples, and of course when I purchase apples at the grocery store, the first thing I do is bring them home and rinse them really well under nice, cool, running tap water. And you're just going to go around the apple until you get it completely peeled. I'm using a paring knife to peel the apples today. Sometimes it's really fun to see if you can go all the way around the apple without tearing the apple skin. Alright, we got it. Ooh, look how fun. Whoops, kind of fell apart there at the end. Alright, I'll just slide that off to the side, and now I'm going to make a slice down the center with the paring knife. Okay, I must have run into a seed, and I did. And then we'll cut it in quarters, and I'll take out the center. And the reason I like to use the Granny Smith apples is they always have a really nice, hearty, delicious taste to any sort of dish that you use apples to bake with. Alright, I'm taking my paring knife, and now I'm just going to make really super thin slices. This, and just continue slicing them until you get them all thinly sliced. And as you can see, those are really nice and thin. Alright, now I'll be back and I'll show you how we're going to assemble this apple crisp. I've got all my apples thinly sliced, and this is about 6 cups, and as you can see I put a little lemon on the apple slices. That way it'll keep it from oxidizing, and see, it'll start turning brown when it starts oxidizing. So if you put a little fresh squeeze of lemon on it, that'll keep that from happening. Let's make the top. In another bowl, I'm going to add the flour and the brown sugar. And I'm going to give this a nice little stirring so I can incorporate the flour and the brown sugar very nicely together. And in this, I'm going to go ahead and add my cinnamon. I love the smell of cinnamon. Brown sugar and apples. Oh my. You can never go wrong with that combination. Next, I'm going to add the oatmeal. This is 3/4 cup of oatmeal. You toss that in with the brown sugar and flour. And now to this, we're going to add the butter. Okay? I'm just going to go ahead and add the melted butter. And just incorporate all that very nicely until it's well combined. Now this is going to go on the top of your apple crisp. So we get those ingredients incorporated, and while that butter is doing its magic in the oatmeal and the brown sugar and flour and cinnamon, we're going to bring up the 13 by 9 inch pan. You want to make sure that you have this well buttered or greased, or you may use a spraying baking oil. And then you're going to arrange your apples evenly on the bottom of your well greased 13 by 9 inch pan. Okay? Make sure you get all your apples out. Now we've got the apples arranged nicely in the bottom of our pan. And now we're going to just add the top onto the apples. And just add little blobs here and there, and then just evenly you can spread them from side to side so they can coat the top of the apples. Okay. Alright, yeah, I'm going to take some time to just spread it around like this. And I find a wooden spoon works best because it's not going to stick to the back of the spoon. Oh my goodness, this is going to be so delicious. Alright, I've got the top of the apple crisp on, and now there's this little secret that I learned a long time ago from my grandmother. If you just put about a tablespoon of water in each corner, well, not like a tablespoon, but just like a tablespoon, which is about tablespoons, 3 teaspoons, so about a half, 3/4 of a teaspoon in each corner. And then put this in your oven. While it's baking, that water will evaporate and it'll leave the juices of your apple in your apple crisp. So off to the oven this goes for the next 35 to 40 minutes in a preheated oven on 350. Ooh, here's that yummy, delicious apple crisp that I've just pulled from the oven. I'm going to let it sit here and cool off for about 15 minutes, and then I'll come back and cut into it and tell you how it tastes. Right, now it's time to give this a try, and I want to show you how wonderful and crunchy this is going to be. Listen. See, and then when you dig into this apple crisp, you've got this beautiful, lovely little crunch on the top. And then you've got these wonderful, see there? Wonderful, delicious little apples on the bottom. Well, we're just going to go ahead and give it a try and see what it tastes like. And I can tell it's already going to be yummy, yummy, yummy. And there we go. We'll give that a try. Yummy. With a little bit of tartness from the apples. And the sweetness from the brown sugar and the oatmeal and cinnamon. It's just win-win all the way. Great dish for the fall or any time of the year. Hey y'all, thanks for watching. This is Dorana with Foods 101, and I'll catch you next time.